hello, welcome once again to the mailbag with
the
myself.
mailbag.
The mailbag.
The mailbag.
Well, if
once
you
again.
here once again indeed, but if that song drove you up the wall, fear not, because I have 12 songs, I think, more or less, maybe even more, that people have sent in. We're not going to listen to all of them in full length.
Hang on. So this is what happens, though, right?
What?
Like we showed off some songs people have sent in. They made like 6. Now we got 12. If
Right.
you do this, we're gonna have 24 next time. We've got to be careful.
I'm filtering them. Okay, trust me.
The gates are open.
So, for example, this is from Brandon. This is a country song. I've put it in general. If you guys are ready, we'll play it.
Did he do one before?
I don't know. Are you ready?
Oh, I recognize the name. Anyway, all right,
All
sure.
right. 3, 2, 1, play.
It's time again to all tune in to the
I love the country ones.
Empyrean. They'll read your questions and your tales, complain about the state of rail. It ain't the most highbrow show you'll ever see,
Oh,
Thanks.
but it's the only show for dumb fucks like you and me. The mailbag, the mailbag.
Really?
it's awesome.
I
It's so
didn't-
good.
Wow. So a casual little burn in there.
Yeah,
I
a little
love
bit.
that. I love that.
So Brandon, the auto-tuned twang is so strong in your country song.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that most of these are AI. So I think they've given them to an AI. I'd say 99% of the songs I've received. There are some where a lad has made them, but a lot of these are, they give the prompt to the AI. So, for example, this is another song. This is for Lou's News. So this is
Right.
your little news section, Lewis, all right? This is
okay.
This is
Lou's
2
News.
minutes, so we're not going to listen to all 2 minutes because it gets repetitive.
As
Okay.
if I need a song about my segment that doesn't exist. Okay.
It exists at every Triforce. We're like, let's do some
We're
some news.
forcing it to exist now.
We are.
Oh,
It now
I
exists.
see,
All
I
right.
see.
So this is
Okay.
Lou's News. You ready? 3,
Yeah.
2,
Yes,
1,
sure.
play.
Lose, news, news. Here comes your lose news. Some of it is about gaming.
Oh,
All right, and
God.
then
Great.
you can stop that because it's 2
it
minutes
could,
of that. Yeah.
It could be a jingle for a brand new show that's all about updates about Rebecca Luz.
It could be.
It sounds like lose news.
Lose news. So here is
remind me who Rebecca Luz is.
What is
for a
she up
second.
to now? She's the one who allegedly had an affair with David Beckham back in the day. You remember?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I thought she was.
And then I think she went on to have a career at the Mirror or the Mail or
who
something.
knows,
But I don't know if it was ever proven.
Maybe not.
Oh,
but-
So-
maybe
There you
she
go.
just right.
This,
sure.
this is number 2. This is Lose News 2. All
Right.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, that's got some pep.
These are great. Just like a little that first bit is just such a good little jingle. They both have these.
I know.
They both have like 10
You can
second
imagine
jingles.
being in a car, the smell of hot coffee in your car at 6 a.m. stuck
Yeah.
in traffic, and this playing.
So there is a theme here. This is Lose News 3. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You ready? 3,
Yeah.
2,
Yeah,
1,
sure.
play.
Lose news, lose news. Here comes your lose news.
We gotta play some of these in. It'll make the podcast sound so professional.
I know.
This sounds like absolute radio or something. You know,
Yeah,
you're
I know.
exactly right.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
shitty car radio. You turn it on, and this is playing.
Did you like that?
It sounds like music
Get your
that's
ass
been made
ready. It's
for
Lose News.
either an advert or a crappy
I
show
know.
jingle.
All right, well, get ready
Oh.
because here's Lose News 4.
Oh my,
Oh my god, please.
3, 2, 1.
Some of it is about gaming.
Oh, this is what we need to make things more highbrow.
This is if the Loose News was on Classic FM.
Some of it is about gaming.
Some of it is about games.
I don't know why. I'm stopping that one, by the way. I don't know why they all have to feature Lose News. Some of it is about gaming. Like that.
Oh,
that
that
line
is
features
too
in all of
good.
them. So
I think
here's-
it's because it's called Sono, right?
Right.
The Suno or whatever. The make a song about anything. A bunch of people in all my WhatsApp groups have been making them about various things. You could just type in a dumb thing. You can literally type in a ChatGPT prompt, and it will say, it will start making something. And
Yeah.
it's insane. Yeah.
Well, here's Lose News 5. You ready? 3,
Yeah.
2,
Oh
1,
my God.
play.
Lose news, lose news. Here comes your lose news. Pop news. Some it is about gaming.
All right, I'm stopping that one.
Yeah, oh my
Here's
god.
the problem, they're all far too
Oh my
long.
god, I'm dying.
But
These
if
are so
you enjoyed
funny.
that, here's Lose News 6.
Oh my god.
Who's making these?
5, 4, 3, 2, play.
Here comes the loose news. Gotta spread the word. A jingle in the
This is like the montage of Dawson's Creek, you know, when
Yeah.
Pacey tells Joey that she doesn't want to date him anymore.
Yeah, oh my god. And that she's got incurable cancer.
Yeah, but then he gets a job at a car wash and works really hard all summer, save up money so that he can
the
go on
cancer
a
treatment.
trip to Europe.
God, it's so tragic.
I know.
Lose News singing gonna make you smile. All right, so this is just a mailbag jingle, this one.
Right.
All right,
Okay,
you
thank
ready? This
God.
is mailbag jingle. 3, 2, 1, play.
Mailbag.
Sounds like a sinister clown at a
Bring
kid's
your
party.
questions.
Why are the kids
Mailbag.
kids cheering?
I don't know.
Mailbag, bitch.
Mailbag, bitch.
It's too creepy for me.
I love this.
It's a banger.
Oh,
Answering your questions.
mailbag.
Mailbag.
Oh.
So I don't know if that was by
Mailbag. I'd kind of like
Aled.
that.
Thank you, Aled, for that one.
Aled, that
Thank
is.
you.
It's got something special about it. This one.
This
Thank you
is
so
mailbag
much.
jingle AI 01. Ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, play.
Mailbag, it's the mailbag. It's the best time of the week. When you mail
what the-
and we talk and talk and talk and shit all over it. It's the mailbag. It's the mailbag. Here once again.
Right, I'm stopping that one.
Okay.
I'm stopping that
It's
one.
very. There's a lot
It's
of
very
like.
Frank Ocean, I'd say.
It's very descriptive as well. These are all very like they kind of. The first line of the lyrics is what it is. The second line is like a shitty description of what it is. You know what I mean?
I know. Maybe you'll like this one. This is Swinging Sassy Jingle. Are you
Right.
ready for this one?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, this
We
could.
got a mailbag swinging in time. 2 stamps and letters, the rhythm's just fine. Lewis sips and Pyrian, they know. Through rain or sunshine, the mail must flow. Give us that
This is
postage
silly.
tune
This
and
is a silly
let's
one.
sail.
Good though.
Harmony
Good.
found.
It's impressive.
This is all. This whole thing. It just makes me want to talk about the Drake Kendrick.
Well, we'll
Lamar
talk about that in a
feud
minute.
that's
We'll talk
going
about that in a
on,
minute,
because
but-
that is fucking astonishing.
This is the mailbag shuffle. This one I liked. Are you
Okay,
ready for this one?
yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, this is more like it. This is like fucking 11 a.m. Radio 2, baby.
God, it's every genre. They've sent us every genre.
I know.
This is like 90s
Yeah.
poppy rock. It's. This is I think this was our Eurovision entry in 1991.
Yeah.
It's too disco. It's too dance. It's
All right,
nice.
well,
this
I'll
is
stop it. I'll
great.
stop
That's
it. I'll stop it. It's a
perfect.
good one.
It's
It's
a
a good
good
one. This
one,
is
yeah.
It is a good one.
all right. So this is Triforce Mailbag Jingle 1.
Okay.
3, 2,
Oh,
1,
God.
play. The mailbag. Mailbag. The mailbag here once again. The mailbag. The mailbag.
I love this one.
The mailbag here once again.
The singer sort of sounds like a blend of U2 combined.
Oh, this is perfect.
This one has a really weird bit here where it's just extended with no lyrics. Just this. For like the rest
it's nice,
of the jingle.
though. It's kind
It
of.
Why
is.
have people
I love how
added
he
this
says
bit?
bag. The mail bag.
Mailbag.
Bag.
So I'm going to stop it. That's it. It just has a massive outro.
Oh, right.
I
okay.
don't really know why, but
It's actually spectacular.
it is
the
great.
way he sings
try,
it.
try this one. This is
It's
mailbag
like a
jingle
musical.
jingle
It's
2.
like a musical.
All right,
Right.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Here once again,
Here once again.
Fucking hell.
Henry on Sips and Lewis.
Oh, that's good.
That's so good.
Oh,
I think that's
Oh.
amazing.
That's incredible.
oh, it's so good.
I have a tiny
Oh my god, I'm
penis.
dying.
And then it's a long, very long
Very
fade
long
out.
fade
So I'm gonna-
out.
I'm
Well,
gonna
we can
pause that
trim
one.
the long fade outs and stuff. We can trim out, right?
I just
Like,
think I have a tiny penis.
it's
so
for me.
good.
It's either that one that we just listened to, which
Yeah.
is really good, or that hip hop one we listened to a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago.
So this is the last one. This is Mailbag.
Okay.
So just play this one.
I fell into the Triforce Mailbag. Mailbag. Mailbag.
Okay.
Mailbag.
I like the country ones. Mailbag.
That's it.
That's it. Perfect. That is so
Oh.
perfect. Well, obviously, it needs like the bit to fade out over, right? So I don't
Yeah.
mind a little bit of music afterwards, so it can fade out and like just be under the first
Yeah.
couple of sentences. But man, like I fell into a Triforce mailbag. I love that. I love that vibe of I fell into.
I
Yeah.
fell
It's like-
into the Triforce Mailbag. You almost wanted to go on, but instead
Yeah.
they just play the slide guitar.
Well, it's like
first.
what's the next line though? After you've fallen
I
in something,
have
it's
a
like,
tiny penis, something like that.
no, I mean in the story. And I was drowning in the shit. Like, what's the next sort of situation?
I genuinely don't know.
Felt around to try to find a ladder.
Thank you
but
to Jack, Isaac, Aled,
Oh.
House of Hewitt,
God,
Frederick,
they're all so
Blizzard.
good.
and Traven. Thank you guys.
I hope we didn't
Brilliant.
talk over any of the funniest bits, but Aled, oh my god, the one where it starts with dunk 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 mailbag.
Yes.
That got me
So
so
good.
good. There's some such good ones here.
I know.
We can't choose.
I know.
We're spoiled for choice.
I just think if instead of having a specific jingle every week, I'll pick a few real good ones if we've got any, and I'll chuck those in for the
Oh, I see.
mailbag
Okay.
intro.
And so, how about we just put the best 10? We give them to Tom, and they just we rotate them.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
we need to. I think we need to pick a jingle, though. That we need to pick an iconic jingle that people will remember forever. You know,
I don't know, because what if another iconic jingle comes along? People are going to keep sending these in.
Also, we got to move with the time sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be updated. I don't think we need a
Okay.
specific.
we got to
jingle.
update our jingle every week. We won't have any consistency then.
We never have anyway.
I mean,
Do
the
we?
rest of the highbrow podcasts will be consistent, of course, but
Of course.
I'm thinking of like the branding and the jingle. You know, you want some consistency. You want people.
we
It's
gotta
a safe
think, though,
place
what-
for people to come
What
to.
fits us most, right? It's not
Chaos.
modern.
Chaos.
It's like old. It's chat about old stuff usually.
Yeah.
We're older now, and so a 90s disco track or like a 90s rap track actually aren't too far away from what we like. I just like the weird shit.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
I don't like the country music too much. or
I
the,
like it. I like the weird country shit too. Like, give it all to me. Most of it is hilarious. It's
So-
and impressive too. I know people don't like AI generated stuff or whatever, but it is.
It's funny.
It is funny and
It's funny.
impressive at times.
Yeah.
Oh, it's again. We can't talk about the AI terrifying world. Let's talk about Drake and Kendrick.
All
Have
right.
you followed any of this?
No,
Not really. No.
Not really.
I mean,
but
I know
you
bits and
fill us
pieces
in.
about it. Basically, they're both calling each other pedophiles and bad parents and
We would
and
have
other
called this
stuff, right?
bants back in the day, but apparently now this is beef. So what? Explain it to us, Lulu.
Well, I mean, I don't really know this the background of like diss track sips. I mean, it was a thing in the 90s as well.
it's always
like-
been a thing.
There's
this-
a-
I thought it was just a
There's
staged
not
kind of.
there's not as many famous ones as you'd think. Tupac and Biggie, the big ones were "Hit 'Em Up" and what was the Biggie one? "Who Shot Ya?"
fuck your bitch and the click you claim. That
Yeah,
one.
"Hit 'Em
Yeah.
Up" came out after "Who Shot Ya." "Who Shot You"? I don't know if it was written as a diss to Tupac, but Tupac certainly took it as a diss. And then wrote "Hit 'Em Up," and "Hit 'Em Up" was quite clearly a big fuck you to Big, which is the whole story is really weird because they were friends, and then they just had a massive falling out.
Isn't that always the way? The former friends fall much harder than anything else.
That is the really big one that I can think of. And apart from that, there's been some minor ones, I would say, really minor ones, like Ghostface had a beef with Action Bronson. He also had a beef with Shkreli, you know, the pharmaceutical guy that bought the Wu-Tang album. They only made one copy of it. He had a big beef with him. It was quite public.
I know Nicki Minaj has said a lot of shit in her music, and I think maybe even Megan Thee Stallion has said a few things, and I'm sure she's put that into her music as well. So Nicki, for sure.
If you want to hear, in my opinion, as far as diss tracks go, and again, I'm old and I've listened to older stuff, but to me, the all-time greatest diss track is by Nas. It's a song called Ether, and it's about his beef with Jay-Z, and he murders him. Like, it's unbelievable. And apparently, the version of Ether that is available, that was on the album Stillmatic, is the tame version. There was like a harder version than that one, but the tame version is just like, I think Jay-Z never spoke again after. Like, he's just like, you know, he's him himself. Jay-Z's quite lyrically gifted or whatever, and had a few diss tracks against Nas at the time. But this just completely shut it down. Like, this was
I mean, the first lyric is "fuck Jay-Z." So
yeah, it's sampled. It's like "fuck Jay-Z." It's like it's a sampled bit. But
I've got a Wikipedia version. Throughout the song, Nas questions the veracity of Jay-Z's drug lord persona and argues that he was never involved in crime. Instead, he describes Jay-Z as a sycophantic copycat who attempted to latch onto a string of mentors. Nas asserts that J.D. is a weaker rapper than his contemporaries, challenging his claims to have surpassed B.I.G. and alleging that Eminem murdered Jay-Z on their collaboration, Renegade. The lyrics go on to criticize Jay-Z's appearance and speculates that his misogynistic lyrics stem from resentment against women who once called him ugly. He is mocked for his appearance. Elsewhere in the song, Nas questions his originality, accusing him of rehashing B.I.G.'s lyrics and claiming that Jay-Z's album was imitating the title of Boogie Down Productions' 1989 album, Ghetto Music, the blueprint of hip-hop. Several lines in the song also feature homophobic insults.
Very much
Nas
so, yeah.
refers to Jay-Z as Gazy.
Yes. Notable lyrics around that stuff is Rockefeller, which is Jay-Z's production company. Rockefeller died of AIDS. That was the end of his chapter, and that's the guy y'all chose to name your company after. Put it together,
God.
I rock hoes, y'all rock fellas.
My goodness.
Okay, it was
and now
a
y'all
different
trying
time.
to take my
It
spot,
was a
fellas.
different time.
Yeah, it was
So
a different time, yeah.
If you want an example of Lewis reading those lyrics, reminded me of an old YouTube video called Freestyle Rap Battle Translated. And if you
Yes, I remember
you remember this
yeah.
one, this is it begins with like "and good day to you, sir," and it's like a old timey translation of Hydrogen versus Boost. But they translated it for white people is the gist of the video.
Right.
So if you Google Freestyle Rap Battle translated, it's a very, very funny video, and it slays me every single time. It's such a funny bit. But anyway,
I would like for you to go and masturbate forthwith and without explanation.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, right?
It's so good. Yeah.
So coming back to diss tracks, I haven't really followed the Drake Kendrick stuff because I can't say that I'm a huge fan of either. Honestly, Drake I've never listened to any of his music, and Kendrick a little bit, but not much. I know
I'm a big Kendrick
people
fan.
fucking rate him like to the moon and back. I get it, but I've just never really taken the time or had the inclination
Kendrick is
to
amazing.
really.
He's a brilliant lyricist. He's got great flow.
Yeah.
And I love his songs. His albums are excellent. I think he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Drake is like pop music to me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's okay. I don't mind it. It doesn't offend me. I don't understand why people lose their shit about it. I don't think there's ever been a line in a Drake song that has moved me.
No.
And a lot of Kendrick songs I listen to, the lyrics themselves are enough. And then it's also got the sick beat and all the rest of it. So yeah, big Kendrick fan.
Yeah.
I'm Team Kendrick. KL all the way. Fuck Drake. But Drake is Canadian, which means as a half Canadian, I'm fond of him, but I also think he's probably a bell end.
I'm a full Canadian, and I probably think he's a bell end as well.
There you go. So he's not.
There's quite a lot happening.
Is there a lot to
we,
unpack?
as we speak? Yes.
Right. Because
So,
somebody died,
obviously-
right? One of his security guards, one of Drake's security guards got shot outside his mansion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it
Uh,
doesn't go that far. Can we stop with all that? Is that okay? Can the guys
Well,
chill? Can they chill? I don't think they
Exactly. It does feel like it's
Escalating.
It's just amazing that this kind of shit happens, right? I always thought it was kind of that these guys were multimillionaires who were clearly doing this just because it was funny, like wrestling. I always thought it's kind of fake and kind of done on purpose to drum, like, you know, when two boxers, like a boxing match before they start, you know, they put them together and make it on purpose. But it doesn't feel like it is. It feels like it's real because they are literally just calling each other like a wife beater and a pedophile and all this stuff, like really, really loudly. You know, and some of the lines are so good.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I got a son to raise, but I can
think
see, you know,
I think
nothing
that's
about that.
why I think that's why people love like a beef and diss tracks and stuff, because there is some very interesting wit and retorts that come back. You know, people
It's
love
just interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
Especially when it's two guys at the top of their game.
Yeah, and it's a bit like, you know, I hope it's not all super serious. I know some of it probably is, but I hope it's not completely, you know, like one or both of them is going to die as a result, sort of thing.
Oh,
serious.
please, none of that. I think we're past all that.
But you know, as long as there is some beef going, it is kind of entertaining, right? Like, and
It
some
started
really
off quite
decent.
subtle, right? But then it's like, okay, so Drake on 3rd of May, so this is only 7 days ago as recording this, Drake made a track that alleged that one of Lamar's children was biologically from a different person, Dave Free, Lamar's friend and co-founder, claimed that Lamar is a domestic abuser and unfaithful in his relationship with his fiancée. 20 minutes later, Lamar released a diss track speaking directly to members of Drake's family, telling his son Adonis that he is sorry that his father is Drake. He alleges that Drake is hiding a second child, that he's sexually attracted to minors, that he's running a sex trafficking ring out of his mansion.
Right.
He predicts that Drake's mansion is about to get raided too, referring to the recent raids on Sean Combs' mansion as part of an unrelated investigation. Oh my god!
Do you know what's funny is I like it when the rappers step into the beef, rather than do you remember when it used like Puff Daddy became P Diddy because he didn't want the heat? Like he was like he stepped out. He said, "I'm not Puff Daddy anymore. I'm P Diddy. Like don't mind me. I'm small fry. You don't need to shoot me."
He had
that
big,
was, I think that was a response.
big beef with the Locks. Have you ever heard the Locks? They did. They kind of start. They came up in like the early 2000s. They did the rap bit on Jenny from the Block and a couple of other big hits. They did some stuff with Mariah Carey or whatever, but they're pretty hardcore, and they beefed with him. They were signed to.
If those kind of guys are coming after you, you're like, you know what? I'm out of this beef. You guys win because you're the kind of crazy guys who will shoot a guy.
They
like,
signed to Bad Boy, but and then I think P Diddy kind of gave them the let's get you all blitzed up and bling you out and everything, and they were like no, and then they went and signed to with Rough Riders instead with DMX.
Do we want to read an actual email, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, I've just been fascinated by this whole thing. I guess I just don't understand it. I need to watch a documentary about this in a year's time.
Well, let's research it and we'll come back in a later episode.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Right. This is from Sam. This is a quick one. Just wanted to let Sips know that he has a special spot in Microsoft Teams.
Oh, nice.
While at work today, I was chatting with a colleague who sits a few desks down from me, hence the use of Microsoft Teams, about his nut allergy. I clicked on the GIF icon and typed nut in the search bar, only to be surprised when greeted by a GIF of Sips moaning. Hovering over the GIF, the title read nutbust.gif.
Nice.
Okay.
So there you go.
I've done it. I've
in
made
Microsoft
it.
Teams.
Nutbust.gif.
Yeah.
.gif, as I would like to say.
.gif.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was interesting. I don't know if that was added by a user.
That's a difficult one to Google.
We need an AI generated version of Tina Turner's Nutbust.
Nutbust Giphy.
Giphy limits, or something like that.
Giphy limits.
Microsoft Teams. Okay.
Yeah.
Today's sponsor is Cato's Coffee.
Wow.
Cheers to good coffee and good vibes. You can elevate your mornings with Cato's Coffee.
I need to elevate my mornings with coffee. Where can I buy this?
Well, it's at catoscoffee.com, spelt with K.
Is the coffee spelled with K as well?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Named after the owner's dog. It is premium coffee made by a small company, roasted to order, ensuring you get the freshest cup possible. It's expertly roasted for a smooth, flavorful experience every time. And each purchase supports animal welfare and eco-friendly practices. Your morning cup contributes to positive change for pets and the environment. If coffee isn't your thing, they also have delicious teas. There's a line of merchandise where you can find something for you and your furry friend.
Wow.
That sounds amazing. Woof woof.
Great stuff. Thank you. So yeah, you can visit www.catoscoffee.com. That's spelled KATOSKOFFEE, and use code Triforce to get 5% off your entire order. You can find something to suit your taste today. On with the show.
On with the show.
On with the show. All right, so here you go. This is an email, a very long-time listener from Canada. So I've looked it up. The Canadian government, the federal government, has programs where they provide substantial government grants to local media companies, such as radio stations, movie production, TV shows, news networks, and museums, etc. And the funding encourages Canadian content to be more sort of profoundly viewed locally and internationally.
Right.
So there's a loophole
Like
by which the government is paying porn producers to make content. I say porn, but it's not. I looked it up. So it's called Naked News.
Right.
And it's. I looked it up. It is there. Let me see if I have a link to a YouTube video of it. It is. Yep. Here we go. It's Naked News. I'll pop it in here.
Okay, thank
So if
you.
you click that,
Yeah.
you can see those two beautiful ladies there. If you open that up and press play, this is Naked News TV episode 57 from 2007.
Oh my God, I know those girls.
You fast forward a little bit, and they just take their clobber off and read the news. It's fantastic.
They're my old neighbors. I can't believe it.
Go to 2 minutes in.
Okay.
2 minutes. Oh my God.
Yep, two really, really lovely naked ladies right there.
Now, this is obviously happening. Isn't it weird? This has been a thing on telly though lately as well. Like it's like there's been all these TV shows where everyone's naked, right? It was a little bit of a thing. Like remember Keith Chegwin did a thing naked back in the day.
Yeah.
Don't they still do this in Spain or something?
Naked
Like
Jungle.
They do the weather report, but it's like a woman who just slowly gets undressed or something. I seem
mean,
to
I'd pay
remember
attention.
this. Yeah.
But I mean, having said that, if your programming is of such poor quality that you need nudity to retain my attention, maybe put some more work into your content production and your creativity.
Maybe
But
that's
in the
how.
meantime,
That's,
continue.
I gotta start putting some nudity in my stream. And,
Yeah, we should
my
do
YouTube content as well.
I get all my news from a naked news source.
that. Yeah.
Nice.
That's the only. That's the
That's the
way
only news I trust. Feel like you got nothing to hide when you're not wearing any clothes.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how you'll take this one, Lulu, but this is from Matt from Ohio. I know this could possibly be sensitive or viewed by some as offensive, so brace yourselves. But it is genuinely how my young and dumb self felt at the time. As a young person, this is about 13 years old, living in a very rural part of the USA, my first exposure to the British accent was Lewis and Simon playing Minecraft.
Right.
Yeah.
At the time, I somehow thought that they talked that way because they were gay.
Okay.
I remember thinking, hey, these gay guys seem cool and like Minecraft. Maybe gay people are okay. It's super embarrassing, but this was genuinely how my young self interpreted this. I'm not a crazy right-wing nut, but I cannot pretend that this wasn't my experience the first time hearing a British accent. I think that's interesting because I guess if you're only used to hip dapper dipper kind of accents and suddenly you've got, oh, hello, we're here playing Minecraft, it may seem a little effeminate, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you're growing
Yes.
up in a place where, don't speak like that, boy, you sound like one of them queers, then fair enough. I think that's interesting. What are the cultural effects of the Minecraft series that Simon and Lewis did? Was it your first exposure to something other than, redneck accents? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. That is fascinating. I think I can absolutely exactly see where that's just right, P-Flex, isn't it? Like, I don't think it's such a thing nowadays. It is sometimes, but some of my gay friends don't sound like they're gay at all, but a couple of them do like to put on the affected accent a little bit.
Do you guys find that do you guys have a preference? Like, if you're watching a YouTube video, say, do you prefer to hear a British accent or an American accent, or do you not? You don't care.
It depends on the accent.
Yeah.
I mean, when people say a British accent, what are we talking here? Scouse?
I don't know.
Are we talking Scottish?
I imagine-
Are we talking
Well, here's the
Welsh?
thing.
Are we talking
Could be, yeah.
This is it,
Norwich,
okay?
you know?
If you watch, go back to Naked News, if you watch like British porn, it's always very northerny, Britishy sounding people, right?
Oh, stick
It's
it up
very-
me bum, that's right.
Exactly. It really is.
Yeah.
It's the same with like, I imagine the same with any other thing. Like if you wanted to watch, if you wanted to have someone to do a Welsh accent, they're not going to just do a really gentle one from Cardiff, right? They're going to do like a really exaggerated Valleys accent.
Right, when Dav is hanging out with Welsh people and is drunk, he gets more Welsh, I would say. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know that for some people, hearing a British accent in porn is a massive turnoff. I mean, especially certain regional accents. There's nothing sexy, no offense. There's nothing sexy about the Brummie accent. There just isn't. Like, it's just, it takes me out of the moment completely.
It just softens you up real
Yeah,
well.
I'm just like,
my
oh my
God.
God. All right, so moving on.
I love that if you want to last longer in bed, you ask your wife to speak Brummie
Can
to
you put
you.
on a Brummie
Yeah.
accent, love?
Speak Brummie to me, darling, for a bit.
All right, so let's raise the standard of the podcast here a little bit. All right, this is state trivia about the US. All right, US state trivia. So
Okay.
we're raising the bar a little bit here.
Yes.
What is New York's state bird? A, the cardinal. B, the blue jay. C, the blue bird. Or D, the robin.
It's got to be a bluebird.
That is correct. It is the bluebird.
Yeah.
What is New
Oh.
York's state mammal? The beaver, the fox, the squirrel, or the cottontail rabbit?
It's got to be the cottontail rabbit.
It is the beaver.
Oh, sorry.
What
Oh,
is what is
really?
New York's state tree? White oak, red maple, poplar, or sugar maple?
I think it's
Oh my
red
God.
maple.
It's the sugar maple.
Oh,
What
it's
is New
got-
York's state insect? The praying mantis.
It's gotta be
the
mosquito.
ladybug, the carpenter, ant, or the honeybee?
Fuck off.
I think it's a mosquito.
It is the ladybug.
Oh my god.
So
And-
these are all sounding very Canadian, by the way.
Well,
What is
the
no.
sugar maple?
It's a northern state.
beaver?
It's a northern
it's
state.
a northern state.
Also,
Oh, is it on the? It's on the border.
You're
New
thinking
York
of
State is
it's not
on
on
the
the border,
border, yeah.
but it's not.
It-
I mean, it's you've got a couple of states in between.
It's on the
I mean.
border with.
It does
Canada,
border
right?
with
New York
Canada.
State?
No, it
At one
doesn't.
point, yeah, of course it does. You can
New York
cross
State.
right into
I thought you had to go up into Vermont.
no, you can it does. I'm pretty sure it does. I mean,
New York State. Oh, there you go. I
think you can cross at Cornwall, Ontario, and get into Upper New York State.
So there is. Yeah, you can. Look at that.
It's like
We always went via
Watertown,
Vermont.
Messina.
Why did we go via
Syracuse.
Vermont then?
It's
Maybe it's
a big-
easier
it's
from
a-
New York.
it's a big
it's 'cause
state.
if you go straight north from New York on the 87, which is probably much easier, you go through Albany, you come up into Vermont,
The
and you
Adirondacks.
cross there and go into Ottawa. So yeah, I didn't
right.
realize it actually bordered it. I thought Vermont was in the way, but that's fair enough.
Yeah,
New York
and
State is big.
Upper New
And the
York
thing
State
is-
accents are fucking weird too.
Yeah,
man.
and it's
You got
honestly,
like Rochester and shit up there.
it's very
too.
rural. It's
Yeah.
it's not like New York
You
City.
know how Data in Star Trek: The Next
I
Generation.
know very much about Data. What do you mean?
His accent is like a very specific one from from an American sort of area, and as a result, he kind of makes him sound like an alien or something, or like a like a robot.
robotic
It
Fraser
kind of-
Crane. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a common reason that you see sometimes specific regional accents being used for villains or posh people. You know, it does sort of have a certain
I think
connotation.
I
in
think
people's
the
minds,
the
right?
American accent has evolved a lot. I would even say in the last like 30 years, right? Like if you look at personalities and entertainers, even like in the 50s and 60s, the way they spoke and their accents were very different, except for the really southern states, like like the Pyrean likes to do the
Yeah.
accents for like the
It does sound like that southern
those
accent
haven't super changed, I would say, but I
Well, exactly. It's associated with like old fashionedness and old
Don't you think it's just the
associated
influence
with
of
like
Hollywood and the California accent? I think has been huge.
big time, yeah. Because I mean,
In
even
America.
in Britain now, you hear
Yeah,
a lot of like
My
the
kids speak
California
like that.
accent, yeah.
same. They all
Bruh
say,
and dude and everything,
yeah,
like
all of
oh,
that.
for,
Yeah.
for sure.
And they're
I
like,
think
oh my
for a lot
god,
of-
like it was like, oh my god, like
yeah, like
is every
saying
other word.
like
Yeah.
every second word. Like, I'm guilty of it too. I used to all the time. I
Oh,
try
me
not
too.
to now,
Oh.
but it's
Oh,
hard.
Listening back to myself is so hard.
Yeah.
Because exactly, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just speak, I and and
But you're
say like
replacing
1,000
ums
times.
and ahs with like for the most part.
Yeah.
If you listen back to older footage and stuff, it's very much a filler
I think
word.
that there is a thing with that though as well, like the country accent that we have here is sort of associated with perhaps a bit more simple, like sometimes a farmer accent is, oh God, you wouldn't want a farmer, piloting your plane because, that's they're
Folks,
common.
we're going to experience a little bit of turbulence here coming up, so you might want to hold on to your asses. But don't worry, we're going to sit her down in this field right here. Yeah.
Exactly. So it is a shame, but I think that's just. It's just sort of happened, hasn't it? We make these judgments based off these things, partly because we've been, Hollywood has taught us that, but it leans into that as well, right? Hollywood, it knows what sad music is, and it'll play sad music and make you feel sad.
Yeah,
it all kind of.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny
itself.
when it comes to accents. If you want to know what people think of accents, talk to advertisers, because there are certain accents they don't use to advertise certain products. I'm sure we've spoken about this before, actually. That for example, the Scouse accent is seen as the least trustworthy accent. So
really,
if you're advertising car insurance, you don't use a Scouse accent. You'd use something more trustworthy, and the trustworthy. And by the way, this is not me having a pop.
You get Joanna Lumley in to do it for you.
Exactly. Or you get someone, the most trusted accent is the
Yorkshire.
Is the Yorkshire accent. Like, that's why Sean Bean is on all these fucking commercials. Or that
he's Sheffield, though, isn't he? He's Sheffield.
That's in Yorkshire.
Oh. I thought that was slightly different.
No, I think Sheffield is in Yorkshire.
Okay,
I will check that for you. Sheffield
South Yorkshire.
is in South Yorkshire.
So what you're saying is we should get that porn actress who wants to take it up the bum.
Yeah. Oh, give it to me up me fucking ass, just like that. Spunk on me
instead,
tits.
she should do the accident. She should do the accident insurance efforts.
Yeah, but not a brummie. You looking for car insurance, are you, mate? If you got any trouble, call Churchill. You're bloody brilliant. That's no good. Hey, you looking for car insurance, is it? Yeah, we'll take care of that for you. It's like untrustworthy.
Yeah.
You get Sean Bean saying, if you're looking for car insurance, you could do a lot worse than these lads. They're sound. I trust him. Or someone like Olivia Colman just being all clipped and fancy. People love that shit.
Yeah,
so they wrap it up. All right, this is from Andrew. Hi. About 7 years ago, me and my football team went for a night out in Newcastle for our end of season do. We went to a players' bar to watch the football and have a few drinks. For those who don't know, Players Bar has scantily dressed women serving the drinks. I decided to wear the tightest pair of skinny jeans, so tight they may as well have been painted on. I was young, we all make bad choices.
Right.
I went to go to the toilet, and as I went to zip up my fly, I found that the zip had broken and would not come back together. In my panic, I went back down next to the bar where my friends were standing and tried to put it back together somehow. As it was dimly lit, one of my mates got his phone torch out so I could see what I was doing. After about a minute of trying to piece it back together, a bouncer comes over and asks if I'm wanking off in the pub to the barmaids and if my mate was filming it. I explained the situation to him. I said I obviously wouldn't be having a wank in the pub and showed him my burst zipper, but he didn't care and chucked us all out anyway. Morals of the story, don't wear skinny jeans and bouncers are pricks. Indeed.
Oh,
Whoa.
I mean, what a place to arrive at, right? Like it couldn't be the simple explanation. It has to be the weird twisted idea in my mind that somebody is publicly jacking off and his friend is filming it. Yes, because that's what tons of people do when they're on a night out. Just say, hey, I'm just gonna whip it out and start jacking off in public. Get your camera,
up,
start
boys.
rolling. Okay, 3, 2, 1, mark. I'm jacking. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, well, you never know what that bouncer's seen. I guess.
True.
All right, this is an interesting one. This is a longer email, but this is a good one from Jude, I think. I was recently traveled for 6 weeks in Japan, and I thought this awkward scrape of mine might be something you'd enjoy. I was a few days into my trip, culture shocked as hell, and was embarking on my first big train journey north out of Tokyo when I realized I'd organized things very poorly and my hotel for the night was so remote it would take 23 hours to reach by public transport.
Holy crap.
As a result, I decided to rebook myself into a different hotel in the nearest city of Maebashi, sort of equivalent to the Middlesbrough of Japan.
Sure.
I picked the hotel with the best discount on booking.com. When I arrived at my new hotel, however, I immediately knew something was a bit off, as the entrance was outlined by neon pink LED strips, and, upon stepping into the reception, I was greeted by a dimly lit room with a screen on a plinth in the middle. The screen displayed a list of scantily clad women, and the reception desk was completely hidden by a big pane of blackout glass. There wasn't a staff member in sight. I waited around for a good 20 minutes until finally a hidden door/wall panel opened and a flustered-looking Japanese receptionist came out. She didn't speak any English, but through Google Translate and my limited Japanese, she confirmed all my fears. This was a love hotel.
Right, yes.
If you aren't aware, love hotels are a phenomenon in Japan whereby Japanese couples will book the evening to stay in a room, have sex, and then leave the same night. You don't generally book into a love hotel on your own for 6 nights in a row, hence the receptionist was rather confused. She did, however, agree to get a room ready for me, and before I knew it, I was checking into a room full of sex toys that smelled so thickly it made my eyes water. Every cupboard in the room was packed with dildos of all shapes and sizes.
Oh,
and for
my
those who
God.
weren't yet satisfied, there was a menu of weird and wacky contraptions you could order from. I was pretty overwhelmed by the whole thing, but decided I'd rebook somewhere else tomorrow and just go out and have dinner for now. I went to open the door to my room, but to my surprise, it was locked. The room had a strange kind of airlock system with 2 doors and a payment terminal in the middle. To open the second door, I would have to pay about 40,000 yen in cash, about £200, money I didn't have. I was now trapped in a Japanese love hotel. After about 2 hours, I managed to get through to the same receptionist from earlier by DMing her on the Booking.com app. She came upstairs and essentially broke my machine for me using a screwdriver, so it read 10 yen instead of 40,000, and I was then able to escape. To her credit, the receptionist lady was extremely kind, and she booked me a place at a local restaurant to make sure I was able to get some tea. The next morning, she refunded me 5 out of the 6 nights and sent me on my way with a packet of tissues, which I'm guessing she gave me as she caught me crying the previous night when I thought I was locked in. Anyway, all in all, Japan was such an amazing country. It certainly had its problems, but I've never come back from a holiday missing a country so much. So there you go.
Oh, man.
Holy
What a
crap.
story.
It's a great story. Thank
That's
you, Jude.
a great story. Holy shit.
I love that. Oh my God. I didn't know where that was going, but I like the being trapped in.
Yeah.
Oh no. And I also love the way the receptionist hacked it by changing the price.
Yeah.
So it's not like she had to like break it or do anything.
So
just,
good.
Just bring the price down to
But
1p.
you know
or
what I
whatever.
also love is that this receptionist obviously realized, they've made a big mistake. Like, absolutely understood what had happened. And fair play, helped this person out of this situation rather than crossing their arms and be like, no, you got to pay. They're like, oh yes, I understand completely what's happened. You've made a big mistake. It's a cultural difference. You didn't understand, and help them out. Fair play to that love hotel receptionist.
Oh,
What a
good
life.
God.
What a
Man,
life.
oh man!
That's
All right,
awesome.
mailbaggers, I gotta go. Sorry, I have a very important meeting I need to attend, and I must depart. So,
well, look, me and Lulu can carry on for another 15. Otherwise, it's only a 40-minute podcast. How about we just do another 15? I'll just read some emails out.
do you guys want to do some emails without me?
We can't do it without sips. Let's just we'll do it next week.
All
It's
right.
We'll just do a short
Okay.
one. Sorry, everyone.
I'm sorry.
We're busy men.
I mean,
We've got
we're
stuff
missing
to
out
do.
on emails
Happens.
like "I can't burp" and "train driver fired mid-journey."
We'll
We'll do those next time. We'll do those next
hit
time.
them next time for sure.
Stay
Okay.
tuned, everyone.
All
Thank
right.
you for
See
putting
you
up with us.
soon.
We've got busy lives. We love you.
Keep
All
those
right,
bells
thank
you.
coming. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye.